Second episode,
Yes, number 2.
number 2, the Wendy Miller Show.
Yes. A bit of jazz thrown in. Yeah.
I'm going to start the theme experiences. What was your first trip offshore?
My first trip offshore was roustabout on the Montrose Alpha 1988, October. The Santa Fe drilling on the Montrose Alpha. John Carr was my crane op. Oof. Two rousties on a crew, 2 roughnecks, Derrickman AD driller. That was the whole drilling crew, and a tool pusher.
Montrose in the North Sea, I take it, obviously.
Yeah.
I've been on there.
We had some of the older guys will probably have you been on there? Yeah, you've been done up since I've been there. It was wood, honestly. It was wooden accommodation when I was on there. Dormer windows from your house, the ones with the latch at the top and then the thing on the side in the accommodation. We had wooden beams coming to hold the heli deck up. Chain-driven rotary. Kelly. It was an old rig. You think I'm lying, don't you?
No, I don't at all. I mean, it's a few years before I was born, so I can see that.
Jesus, yeah, you're 92, aren't you? You were -4. Damn, I was working while you were still swimming.
Yeah. Or no, maybe not even swimming by that
Not going to
stage.
swim, yeah. The gene thing.
Do you remember much of it?
Yeah, oh yeah. Remember crying the first day. Oh my God. No. But I remember, I do remember, see I was always going in that direction offshore, so I was now going to emulate my brother. And lucky enough, it was the same company, and my crane op knew my brother, worked with him. So it kind of made it a little bit easier, but it also made me target, because it was time to pick on Tony Reeder's brother.
Is he? I take it he's your older brother.
Older brother, yeah. He was Derrickman for Santa Fe, and I remember what do I? And I've remembered this a few times. So you come off the helicopter, never been on a rig in your puff, but they basically want to hide you, okay? Because you don't know anything. You can't even put up on the deck yet. This was with no clue. Well, I don't even think we were showing the lifeboats. Nothing like that. We were just basically going off the chopper, coveralls on, and they took me to. So the platform, the drilling package, obviously skids along above the production deck for the wells, and so you've got the main pipe deck, and then the derrick, which skids along the whole, let's say, above the production package. And in there it was a typical North Sea October, pissing down with rain, windy, seriously windy, and I was given a squeegee, and I was basically pushing puddles around to oblivion.
Yeah, baby, break them in.
Never-ending puddle. And I was like, that's when I thought, this was not in any of them stories I heard my dad or my brother or my mates or other people talking about. And for a nanosecond, I thought, shit, have I made a bad decision? I was depressed.
Guys, I'm sorry to interrupt this show, and I really hope you're enjoying it. One thing I'm going to ask you, if you're listening to it and you're not liking, following, or subscribing to it, could I ask a massive favor that you do? It really helps the show. It helps me bring in more people, and it helps me get more stories out there, which in favor brings more stories back in. Let's get back to it. Was it easy to get into the sector then, 1988?
No, it wasn't that. No, it was basically who you know kind of deal. But this was through what Santa Fe were doing at the time. Because 88, we'd just gone through the bad downturn, so it's starting to pick up again.
Oh, yeah.
And so there was, what they were doing was, Santa Fe had a really good attitude. They promoted from within. So they only hired rousties or roughnecks. They never hired derrickmen, ADs, drillers. Those positions came from within the company. And that kept a lot of people working for them, So you started.
That's a really good concept. You know what? That would be brilliant if that was brought back.
Well, it's kind of like an apprenticeship, isn't it? If you stick with the company, you were gonna you probably were gonna go somewhere, but the problem with that is you have to wait for someone to pop their clogs or
Yeah.
whatever. But the crews were tight, they really, that's when, when you hear these stories of, it was back in the day when we used to get off the chopper and we'd all go to Penzance on holiday for a week,
Penzance.
Butlins.
You ever been to Butlins?
Yeah, it was Pontins or whatever, one of these, and people, they used to disappear at the end of crew change. 2 or 3 days, and the wife would call the company, hey, where's that Jack? Oh, we got off the rig last Thursday. And then the wife would have to start, and then these people would go on the lash for a week, get home, have to go back to work.
The good
Anyway.
days.
Yeah, good old days. So so what they used to do was, they would pick certain areas around Aberdeen, and they never went down south as Dundee, which is pretty good, actually, probably pretty good thinking. But they did.
No dig intended.
No, none at all. I think they stopped at like
Money Fee.
Montrose.
Definitely stopped the money fees.
Yeah. Yeah, Moneyfield was like, after that, it was like it was a wormhole.
Kind of like the cut off, yeah.
Well, people were it was only drillers lived in Broughty Ferry, so there's no point in hiring there.
Yeah,
but Moneyfield was
Every
possible.
man and his dog offshore seems to, if you say Dundee, is Broughty Ferry. I don't.
Yeah,
like,
but yeah. Broughty.
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 Yeah,
Broughty.
I remember. I
Broughty.
think that was one guy actually I met. He said I've never met so many people offshore that are from one town in Dundee. I said, oh, what town is it? He said Broughty Ferry. I said, oh, right, okay.
Yeah, it's bollocks, isn't it? It's because they don't want to say they're from the hill town or what's that real bad area up at the top that no one loves?
There's a couple. There's Kirkton.
Yeah, no one comes. No other place. No one comes from Perth. The real Perth.
That's all right.
Yeah, but they've got some real bad area. I just some serious people from Perth. Yeah. Yeah. So Santa Fe used to pick areas around Aberdeen, and basically this was in I think it was the Men's Leader newspaper. That's like, or the Montrose Review, one of these little rags from a little town, and basically they put an advert out. Fancy a life offshore, and I actually applied for my first job through an advert in the newspaper, and we were doing interviews at the Lynx Hotel, which half of the oil field will remember because that was where the disco was in Montrose when they were on their fire course, and they would grab a granny night, go out on the lash.
I think I've heard about this hotel.
Yeah, it's the Lynx Hotel. But yeah, I don't know what the disco was called. It's probably the Lynx. Yeah, a lot of people will know it. A lot of people. And it was in there, was the interview, funnily enough. You could probably just have gone next door and got a full drill crew anyway, Yeah, you'd have got two pusher down, full crew, known each other. Work experience, they've known each other for 5-10 years. It's ready to go. Yeah. And so I goes in, we're all in there, and I walks in, and I was into if you saw the picture you'd laugh. I'll maybe we have to send it for later on. It was in my
up on the Driller Shack post, yeah.
Yeah, it was on my psychobilly days, and my hair was blonde in the middle, like a frying pan haircut. Used to call it, was blonde, and then in the middle was black, and I looked like Orville. Remember Orville, that duck thing? Yeah. So there's me. I go into this interview. It's full of all these mannies, and me walks in. I'm barely 18, but a young 18. No pubes or anything, just a real young 18. And and I remember walking in, and I'm going, God, there's all these mannies, basically blokes. I'm no way. And so I walk in to the interview. There's 3 guys. This must be the most serious interview to go offshore as a rousty that there ever was. You're going offshore as a roustabout, for God's sake. It's not. You're not just not go for an associate lawyer's job somewhere. And there's Stevie. Someone will know it. They'll come in with it. Stevie, someone, the head of HSE, a driller, and some other dude. And the 3 of them are sitting there, and they start the interview. The usual. They've got your CV out, and they're asking, what are you into? What do you do? You've got no experience at all. Like what? I think I was packing fish. at the time on a night shift job. Seriously, I was packing brown meat from crabs in a seafood factory in Inverbervie. So that I was always going places, you know, and so what are you doing at the moment? And you tell blah 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 blah. Then I look on the piece my CV, and he's got, and I could see in highlighted Tony Regan's brother. And I'm thinking, oh yes, this is a nap, it's a winner, you know. And so they start asking me questions. I'm answering them, trying to be, you know. My brother's told me, don't be cocky, but be confident, you know. But don't be a smart ass either, you know. Okay, I can do that, I think. And so we're speaking away, and he said, "Yeah, the driller's like, I know your brother Tony." I said, "Oh, okay, cool." And he's mentioned a couple of things, about my brother, and he's asking me about, why offshore. I said, well, my dad, my brother. It's kind of, I live where I live. Everyone works offshore, so it's where I know it's where it's a natural, yeah, the done thing. And so he says to us, and then it was like in a flash, it was over, and he was like that. He says, "Okay, is there any questions you'd like to ask us, or any questions that you feel we should have asked you?" And I said, "Yeah, Tom, the latter. When can you start, Mr. Regan?" And the driller creased himself. The driller creased it, and he was like, "Love your style. Love your style. We'll be in touch."
Yeah.
And I walked away, and then he came over, and afterwards he shook my hand. He goes, "Oh, don't worry about it. This is a done deal." And a week later, I was doing my RGIT, heading off to Montrose Alpha.
Mine was the Fulmer, which is
Well, it's just down the road a bit.
yeah, it's not too far away actually.
Awkward near the Orc and that. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's big. It's quite a big thing. I think it's fallen to pieces. Now it was
Shell,
falling to
innit?
pieces when I was on it. No, it was when I went on it. It was Talisman. Then it became Repsol now, isn't it? I think Repsol have it
Okay.
now.
It was a Shell unit, wasn't
It
it?
was Shell. Yeah, I think some of the old Shell signs were still up and about, if I remember right, when I was on there.
Yeah, that's southern North Sea, innit? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, more so than yeah. Yeah, I remember going out. I went to the heliport, and it was actually back in the days when the heliports were full, like absolutely ram packed. Actually, to be fair, and I remember thinking I was 19 years old. I I was just actually I've still got my Vantage card kicking about now. That from that picture. Honestly, I reckon my son who's 13 now would pass off as older. And I went out to this place. And, I don't know. Well, because I was on the platform. I was doing deluge at the time, so I was roping.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. What were you doing? You were fitting what deluge systems?
Yeah, no, well, it was deluge remediation more than anything. That was kind of my foot into the door.
Can you say the company's name?
I'm not going to.
All right. Not Rig Deluge Systems then.
No, I'm not. I'm going
All
to. I'm going to be careful with my choice of words. Nothing against them or anything. I just don't want them to come back or anything like that. But it's in my LinkedIn profile, so I think you'll put two and two together pretty sharpish. And I remember going out and I don't know if they did it when you were in there, but they give you this fluorescent yellow hat cover when you fly.
Oh no,
shore,
no.
like
I've seen them. I've seen them. Yeah, like
and
it's spot him.
Yeah, there was a supervisor. There was two techs, and then there was a level 3. So I was one of the tech. The other boy was the other tech, and the level 3 was out there. He was quite funny actually. He was a funny lad. And I remember the supervisor going, "Oh, did they give you the yellow fluorescent hat to put on when you came on?" I went, yeah, it's here." And
No.
the level 3 grabbed it. Went, "There's no fucking danger. I'm walking around with this fucking idiot with that on through it."
Brilliant. Throw just gone. Yeah. Think about it. He could have made you wear it.
Yeah, and he was like, "There's no danger I'm being associated with that guy."
No.
I remember that really well. And then the other one, I remember the same level 3. He was funny. He was a proper wind up. I think I seen him in the heliport a few years later, actually, when I was going on another job. And they were putting back a bit of pipe in, or what were they doing? I can't remember what they did. No, they might have been hooking up a hose to do the test. And I was on the tap downstairs, the big freaking manual thing. And the level 3 says to me, he said, "Oh yeah, Joe, turn it on, turn it on."
When you're saying level 3, is this all rope access stuff, is it?
Yeah, it was rope. Yeah, it was rope access. But so he's obviously there for setting up your ropes and stuff. And he's like, turn it on, turn it on. I was like, yeah, keen as fuck. Turn this thing on. And he's hosing himself, right? He's absolutely pissing himself, right? So I come over and I'm like, what's going on? What's going on? I looked up and the supervisor and the tech who'd been holding this hose obviously
Snake.
put the hose on. And it
No
was
way.
absolutely soaking the two of them. I was, oh no, ran back, closed this thing in. I'd be lying if I said they weren't my biggest of fans after that.
That was what? That was day one.
That was no, it must have been about 2 or 3 days in. I didn't have a clue. Like it's quite funny actually when I think back to going out on it. That was my first platform kind of thing, and you go on it, and it's quite a surreal experience actually, isn't it? Really,
Our first time it is, yeah.
First time,
it's crazy.
Especially if you don't have a clue of what to expect, so to speak. I mean, obviously, I was working in the yard for a month or so earlier.
But it's nothing. But you can't get anyone ready for that.
People will speak to you about it and stuff like that, but it is quite a surreal experience actually when you first go into. Now when you go to these places, they're all the same. They're just kind of slightly different layout or language or whatnot now when you go into them. But
no, the first time is surreal is a word. And if you've been around a lot, like you said, a lot of your mates are probably doing it, or people you've known have been doing it. But still, that first when you open that big door for the first time, and then either your hat gets blown off, or you can't breathe because of the wind, or what. It's a lot of sensations to take in all at once, and it can be sensory overload.
Yeah, you're probably right actually, because the noise as well. Obviously, some platforms are noisy as hell, man. Like the noise is definitely.
It'd be like themed to a horror movie. Some of it, it's the clanking, and if you listen to a derrick full of pipe getting blown around, all these noises. I was talking to someone about this the other day, because we were going to do some kind of scenario. We wanted to make it more realistic by having a rig noise. I mean, we found something on YouTube, and it's basically pipe getting blown around, and then you'll hear like a PA in the distance, and it's really surreal. The soundtrack of an oil rig, and for the first, I mean, I can imagine these guys who had never been around offshore types or whatever, and they were going out to a rig for the first time. Maybe getting on that chopper was a big enough deal. Where do you get off it, mate? For the first time, and it's like everything's new. It's like you don't even know where to get off the heli deck.
I know.
It's you laugh when you laugh when you not laugh. Yeah, you do laugh. Let's be honest. You get tickled, laugh. You do laugh when you see someone for the first time, and you can tell that dude is totally fucking lost. Another planet. But then you get the people that they're lost, and you can see they're not happy about it. They're actually like, he wants to go on a month.
There's a bit of fright in there, like, is there?
Yes, yeah. I mean, so go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, what was amazing actually was when I first flew out is when you're in the chopper. I was back in the days of the 225s when they were still flying, and you're packed in like sardines. I was probably, choppers are the most uncomfortable of experiences, but that was that they were terrible. I thought for comfort side of things anyway. Because when you first start seeing the rigs, that's pretty unbelievable. Like when you start over it,
when they start coming into your view, because let's face it, your first chopper ride, you're not getting over your hangover. No, you're not the boys that are in the back of you that are just reeking a bevy. Been on the lash all night, just made it to the B&B in time.
Praying they're on night shift.
Yeah. You're looking out the window every 2 minutes, like that, looking for the first flare,
Oh, shit, we still not left the runway yet. No. Okay.
Yeah, that's Bond's helicopter, man. Yeah, but I can, now you've actually said that, I can remember being on that chopper for the first time, actually looking and wondering, God, how long is it going to be before I'm going to start seeing something? And then you'd see your first one, and then it was just like, okay, we're obviously into Welcome to the Jungle kind of thing. It's just they're all over the place. Fucking thousands of them.
It is
Zulus.
it is it's a pretty cool experience. I was actually really lucky. I was on a job once where we moved. I think we moved out of Montrose or something like that, and we sailed up. We were working up underneath. I think it was the Magnus up far up at
So that's right up there. That's
That's
61.
and that was like you would sail, and obviously you're still out on the back deck, kind of mobilizing. We were on night shift, and it's mental the amount of the size, some of the platforms that you sail past and stuff like that. It is a pretty cool experience as well.
Yeah, I mean Magnus was big. I don't know if it's still out. I don't know if it's still there, but that's past the that's past the Thistle, past where Piper Alpha was. It's right up there, well above North 61.
No, it's far.
That's not that's Tiger land, Tiger territory. No, North Sea Tiger territory.
That is the tiger.
Yeah, you got your tiger badge there, definitely.
Yeah.
N6. You could have got N61 tattooed on you. Could have got N60. I saw a guy walking up Union Street one day, and it's probably worth a fortune now. It was this guy's walking up, and he's got the tash, he's got the bag, he's got his hard hat hanging outside of his bag. It's freezing. It's absolutely freezing, and he's got his sleeves rolled up. And I look over, and there, tattooed, is a platform and North Sea underneath it.
Yes.
I'm like,
That's
dude.
That's
Class.
How old are you? Oh,
Yeah,
all right.
that's a fucking, that's a tiger. That's a real North Sea tiger. I'm going to get it tattooed on my forearm. And after this, I'm going to get every rig I've been on, including all the flotels. In fact, everyone I've landed on.
There was I didn't see it personally, but the Murchison, before it got decommissioned, one of my good mates, he was on there, and he said there was a boy on there that had the Murchison tattooed a full piece.
Oh, I can believe it, yeah. On this full piece on this, but come on.
Yeah.
With a chopper landed.
Oh,
brilliant.
He said it was smart, like
that's
really
a hand,
smart.
man. But that's the guy you want to hire. That guy cannot leave the job. That guy will do extra time. That guy ain't knocking back an extra week.
He ran out of backspace, so how's he going to tattoo you on another job? How's he going to tattoo?
No, but that one rig covers him forever. Jesus Christ, that's unbelievable. Where do you go on holiday to show that off? God.
Benidorm.
Yeah, you fit right in there. Torre Molinos. Yeah, my God. Hey, you got to have some bollocks to do that. You got to be this. I mean, don't get this. That's not a drunk tattoo, because you'd have to be pissed for weeks.
But it was apparently he said it was a beaut when he seen it. Like, I thought, oh my God,
it's all back.
But, yeah.
Let me tell you a quick tattoo story, real quick. Try and be really quick. I was in Thailand, speaking to a French guy, Man United supporter, and he's sitting there. He owned a bar. He owned a bar in Thailand. He's sitting at the bar, and there's this skinhead at the bar, and he's full of tattoos. Okay, he's got a t-shirt on full of a Man United tattoos. I think he's got one on his neck or something, and they're talking about football, Man United, and for ages. Then I can't remember his name, the French guy, a real cool French guy, which is not that many of them, but he was a real he was a diamond of a guy, and he said, you English are crazy. He said, you're nuts. So when it comes to football, he said, you're absolutely out of order. He says, this was the hooligan. And speaking away to this guy, half an hour, 45 minutes. And then all of a sudden, he said, the guy went, hey, Froggy, look at this. Pulls his top off, turns around, and then he's got number 10, Cantona, tattooed on his full back, and he goes, ooh, Cantona.
I knew you were going to say. I met him when I was younger, actually, in Dubai.
Who's that guy with the tattoo?
No, Eric Cantona, you don't.
Cantona's class, man. That's the seagulls. They follow the trawler. That was how he was going on about the, what was it? The paparazzi followed him. You know, the seagulls, they like to follow the trawler. Legend, mate. Legend.
I was actually, it was quality. Like, I love that.
Oh, brilliant. Anyone that could do a
Oh,
double foot kick at Crystal Palace match, take the fun out.
oh, brilliant. What a lad.
Class. Oh, no, Eric, in them days we were untouchable. Just now, no one wants to go near us, so we stink. Now, that's why we're untouchable at the moment.
Well, we're not going down that road. It's not.
No, we're not going on football. No, yeah, not yet. Yeah,
Yeah, we're
get
not
out of
going
it.
there now. 'Cause that's
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, Riggs, we were, your first trip was you were putting deluges on,
deluge on.
looking at rigs on helicopters.
Yeah, doing the usual
think-
thing a 19-year-old would do. And then,
Yeah.
and then where was I after that? You know, I did go actually after that. I went to the Orc.
I've been to the York. See, all them rigs
yeah.
they were all Santa Fe rigs. Good little rig.
Oh, what? Yeah. It's tiny.
I'm going to keep on talking. It's very small. Yeah, very small. Very small.
Yeah.
That was a good thing about working for these drilling contractors that had multiple rigs. We would get shifted around from rig to rig for a work over here, work over there. So we were always working out of a kit bag. So we got to see a lot of different rigs, you know, working for in the North Sea. You get shifted around a lot of rigs.
Yeah.
And York was a good rig. I liked it.
Yeah, I've been on quite a few around that area actually. Clyde, done the Clyde.
Clyde, yep. Clyde B.
Montrose.
Fulber. What else is down there?
Arbroath is there.
Yeah, Arbroath is down there as well. Yeah,
I never done Arbroath.
No, I know there was on that rig since I've been in the North. I've been out the North Sea now for 20 odd years. I started at the southern part, then worked my way right up to the Tern. You know, the Cormorant and all the other rigs at the top there.
I think is the Tern. I think the Tern's getting decommissioned, isn't it?
Probably, yeah. What I did see was getting done, which is weird, which is like scary. Was the Bruce? I did the hookup on the Bruce for my rig had been stacked, and I got offered a job as a GA for AMEC, a proper bears job, on the Bruce hookup. Dude.
Yeah, no, but the Bruce didn't get decommed. That's Saracraft Bruce.
It's about to be. Someone said it's about to be shut down.
It's not.
I tell you what, it looks like a bag of shite.
It's the one with 3 jackups.
It's got the production part, and then it's got the drilling package off a bridge on it.
Sorry, three jackets. Yeah, it's got 3 jackets, isn't it? Or 2 jackets?
It's definitely got 2 jackets. It's got a bridge that goes.
Yeah, no, they're still going. That's
Bruce,
kind of made one. Yeah, no, that's not going. You must be
because someone put a post out the other day, and I looked at it, and what I remember about the Bruce was designed this way. It was designed to be very open in case for gas, if they don't get blown through. If they had obviously a gas release, whatever. So all the decks were open. So I was on a hookup there with 800 boys on there building this thing, and it was really cold. And ended up, imagine me, I've come off of working for a drilling contractor as a roughneck. We have to graft. Rig gets stacked, and I got a friend that worked in AMEC and said, hey, do you fancy a job as a GA? What's a GA? General assistant, I think. Basically a Rafsty's helper at best. And so I get given this job, and all the bears are there, and I was like, go over the bridge with the guys, and it's like, right, go and sweep up over there. Give me this typical drilling hand. Getting after it. 15, 20 minutes later, the place is spotless. I got to find the foreman. I'm like, okay, right, that's me done. He's like, what do you mean you're done? I said, that's it. Finished. He went over, he's like, fuck me, Jesus Christ, that's meant to last you all day. Oh, what?
Platform mentality, though, isn't it?
Yeah, total. That was like, this is not, I'm not used to this. Said, no, that's an all day, mate. And ham and eggs as well. I'm going, ham and eggs. What's ham and eggs? That's your OT as well, mate. Ham and eggs. Every night you're gonna get OT. I said, what? That's like 50 meters, 50 foot square. Seriously. And so that's how it went for a couple of days. And he was like, you're not really used to this kind of work. I goes, hell no. I want to do, this is going to be a long trip. If I've got to do this. So it ended up, it was really cold. I mean, freezing cold because the Bruce is empty. It's like no wind walls in it. And the wind was whistling through. It was serious cold patch. And all the boys were going on about having a wobble. I thought, wobble? What the hell's a wobble? They were going to go on strike, you know? And they're like, are you in? And I'm like, revolution, yeah. Bring me. Of course I'm in.
Lads, I'm one of the
Course-
lads.
Of course I'm in. I don't know what a wobble is, but I'm going to be a wobbler. And so they're all walking around. You can see they're all like, you know, fucking, hey, Shuggy, 9 o'clock, wobble. Yep. And this is going around all the trades. You got the scaffs, the welders, the platers, the sparks, the full 9 yards. So I'm going, what we wobbling about? It's too fucking cold, big man. What? I'm like, fuck, weather. How the BP going to be able to fix that? It's like fucking freezing. And he's like that. Wait, man, it's too fucking cold. I'm like, oh, all right, too fucking cold. I don't think the current man
going on strike.
but says it's too fucking cold. We're gonna go off. We're having a wobble. We want a new tea shop. We want a heated tea shack. We want extra time. And this is out of order, by the way. Out of order, big man. We're going on a wobble. So okay, wobble away on with you. So BP punters start arriving in their orange jackets, and we're all in this smoke shack,
formation.
the wobble shack. You know, we're like a blancmange. We're blancmanging. And then they're all talking away. They're looking over, you know, like, oh, Jesus Christ, this is like shipyard wars. You know, we're going back to Belfast in a minute. There's bloody Shankill mobs coming out. You know, it's just going to be Shankill butchers. Here we come. And so they get it. The union, I guess, whoever the unit guy was, whoever the chief wobbler was, he's like starts talking to the BP punters with the orange, them orange jackets. So that they would always get. They weren't fucking freezing. We were. And so I'm like, no fucking way. Is he going to go over and tell the BP company man or the BP whatever he is, production supervisor, that it's too fucking cold and we're not working? That's what he did. And then he calls over the other guy. This is an old guy, a scaffolder, Shug. This guy's name was Shug. And Shug couldn't even stand up. Shug was only there for the banter. Okay? You never saw him doing a thing. He was just there for the banter, just there for the crack. And Shug went over and they're having their powwow. And he comes back, he goes, sorted. So, right, we've got the scaffs are going to do up the coffee shop and we're going to put a hap around the whole fucking thing. Going to build up proper benches, proper seats, and we're going to have it space heaters. That's going to be the deal. I'm like, all right, sound. And then
I bet there was absolute uproar about that, though, was there? Someone's kicking off about that, eh?
oh yeah, in town they must have been, but this was like the middle of a hookup, you know, and these guys are wobbling about, they're like pushing the limits here. Let's wobble about the weather. It's the North Sea, it's fucking Baltic. Of course it is. It's the North Sea in the middle of winter. You know, it's going to be cold. But it was super cold, though, honestly. It was cold. But then if you're standing around doing fuck all,
It's gonna
like
be,
these guys are used to, it's going to be cold.
especially if you got a
Supervisor that wants you to clean 50 foot in 3 days, you know. Yeah. So they end up getting this wicked coffee shop built, and it was fit 100 people in this coffee shop, easy. And basically, space heaters. So what does space heater mean? Firewatch.
Oh, yes.
If you told me that I was going to get a job in the North Sea as a fire watcher in the coffee shop for 12 fucking hours, that was me, mate.
You'd bite your hand off.
Really, I couldn't believe it. I'd come from a drilling background, and I go into my morning was get the permit signed, right? Then I would start getting the color gas bottles, get them all lined up, all in a row, get the empty ones away. 8 o'clock, all the boys will start coming up. You fired up yet, wee man? Just about to. Fire up the space heater.
Get that ready for you, lads.
Well, that's what I was like. That was me. I was that guy in the coffee shop, you know. Wee man in the coffee shop.
Wee man's got it.
And I was honestly, it was like something out of Dr. Strangelove riding these space heaters around the coffee shop with massive flames coming out of them. And I swear to God, I came off that rig with a fucking tan. All my skin, all my skin. I'm the only one that's gone offshore in the North Sea and come back with a Benidorm tan. My skin was dried solid, like was completely. I was like, come on, shift, like, because the air was so dry, it was mental. So I ended up for the whole trip was basically fire watching in the coffee shop. And one Friday, I found out what Shug did. Okay, Shug appeared. I used to watch him, coming in, and all the bros with it was like scaffs first. After the scaffs, you'd have the platers and the welders, and then the sparkies. It was just constant blokes. So you were getting banter from every different department, and you were always in the coffee shop. Everyone got to know you. You were the wee man in the classical wee man, fucking founder. You're dead garless, by the way, big man. And Shuggy appears this day. And I could see the BP punters, and this has obviously been happening for a while. It's my first trip. Friday afternoon, it was Friday morning. I could see the BP punters. They would never come in the coffee shop or our new hab, our new environment. And, but I could see them all milling around outside, and no one had told me what was actually going on. And then all of a sudden, there's like a wee bit of commotion at the door, and wee Shug walked in, and he's got this little, so then was different, a rucksack on, and he's going out, and he's giving people things all around the coffee shop. There's 100 people easy in this coffee shop, and he's giving them kazoos, kids drums, that rattles away, triangles, whistles, and with that, then all the BP punters, they're in now. They're in, because we had like a vestibule area to this this coffee shop, and they're all crammed in, looking into the what looks like a jailhouse of all the scaffs. And all of a sudden, Shug gets up on top of the wooden table and just starts going. It starts giving this drumming thing, and with that, in the pure Glaswegian drunk, bar sound, Shug starts going. Dun 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 dun. They're running bad across the river. Oh, it's too wide. And Shuggy's going, a running bad little white girl. And the whole coffee shop are all up with their kazoos and their whistles and their drums. And all the BP punters are all dancing away. And that was Shug. Then he put a Kentucky mop on his head, middle of the mop. Yeah. He said, let's do one for the snug. And he'd have that kid's vibrating microphone. And he's walking around, and he's going, that old black magic's got me. And he passed the mic to someone and go, in its spell. It is that old black magic that I love so well. And this guy would go around the whole coffee shop, including the BP punters. And that was this guy's band. That was what this guy was paid to do, was basically keep the boys happy. That's all he did. Every Friday he did.
Morale officer.
Yeah, he did like a matinee. It was unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Oh, you need it. You need it as well, though, do you? But
yeah.
It's funny what you say, like, because platform mentality is everything's slower. It's a lot slower going, especially if you compare it to things.
Yeah, I come off of a rig floor. I've come off of an old semi.
Even if actually no, it's not just platform, because even we've gone on with service companies before, and we've gone in basically eating our lunch on the way back out, kind of thing. And if you're lucky, you'll get a cup of coffee before, on your way out, where you're tagging the next boy in. But once
relay racing almost.
Yeah, relay racing in 15 minutes lunch back out. But I remember I went back to Deluge a couple of years into work, and we adopted this platform routine, should we say. So it's quite funny. I think it was on the 40s. I was on one of the 40s at the time, and it is surreal. So it was 2 weeks, but 2 weeks feels like 2 months now when I think back to
horrible.
How slow it was.
Yeah, it's terrible.
And you would kind of, obviously go down, get your breakfast 6 o'clock. You'd go down. Your permits don't get raised till 7, and then you wait until 7, and then obviously you're not first in line when it comes to the permits, are you? So you'll wait at the back. The supervisor's waiting right to the end for that permit, so by the time you get your permit, you're probably looking around about near
smoker.
I was in the tea shack. I was just a tech at the time, so I was sitting in the tea shack. You're waiting there till 8, doing your thing, and then you go to the site. Right, we've got a permit. Right, go to the site. Right, look at it. Right, okay. Right, and obviously everything's dictated by the level 3. So the level 3 dictates.
Go and look at the job and then say it's like love it. Pre-job planning.
So you would go to the job, you'd look around and be like, right, okay, where are we going? Right, well, we've got to get up there today. We've got to do, I've got to set my ropes up here, this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. And then he'd be like, and he'd look at the time and he'd be like, right, that's 8:15. So,
it's not worth starting. That's a class one, isn't it? It's not really worth starting right now, is it?
Tea time's in 45 minutes. Well, we just get the stuff, bring it back here, and then we'll come out and set this up after the tea.
It's mental, isn't it? It's mental when you get into that mentality.
It was meant.
Yeah, it's hardly worth starting.
Oh, we better get the permit in by 5 o'clock. You can't be late getting the permit in. Like we so it's signed over to night shift to take out 3 hours.
And we're wondering why the North Sea took a dump on itself. Imagine, yeah. So it's terrible. That bear mentality is
when
like
I compare it to like working or even if you work in the Gulf of Mexico.
It's non-stop, mate. Yeah. In the Gulf, it's non-stop. Them boys don't stop for smokos. They all dip tobacco. They don't smoke.
There's more freaking tobacco in plastic bottles on platforms offshore.
Yeah, but got to give them their due. Like a coffee break in the Gulf of Mexico is that's like a luxury. Where you going, hand? Going for a smoke? You had one yesterday. It's not a given, is it? In the Gulf of Mexico, not like
No.
we're like in the North. Hey, come on, it's like you said, it's like 20 minutes to 9 o'clock. Ain't worth starting now. So and I'm definitely not
late for tea.
And I'm definitely not going early. I'm not going early for tea and working past the start of the coffee break. That's where all the crack is. Yeah, I've seen grown men. I've seen grown men waiting on stairwells, looking at their watch to walk into the coffee shop at 9 o'clock on the dot. This is grown men.
No. The best one is when they all kind of hang around nearby it.
That's what I mean.
20 minutes. Yeah. So
beforehand,
they'll be pretending to like look at flanges,
measure,
stuff like that. Measuring things like that, talking about
prepping, or scoping it out, mate.
Doing the good old thing, like I always say to people, like if you want to make it look like you're important, you point to things, don't you? You look around and you like people go, "Oh, that guy must be really busy. He's pointing and freaking he's got that thing going on."
Piece of paper or a clipboard, it's a done deal, mate. You've got it.
Bothers you?
No. You're all about your business. You're right into this. But yeah, it's terrible when you think of what grown men offshore will do to get out of a day's graft.
Oh yeah, I know. It's just different. Even if you go over to Holland, I mean, well, that was more drilling. I don't think I ever worked on a platform there. But even there,
I'm talking about bear. I'm talking about bear. No, the bear mentality. The big hookup where you've just unloaded. Was it Keppel's in Dundee? No, was it in Dundee? It was what was the big shipyard company in Dundee? Oh God, massive. Anyway. It's like basically when you unload a shipyard, and you've got half of South Shields and half of Dundee is working on your rig. You've got full shipyard mentality now onto an oil rig in the middle of the North Sea. Yeah, you're asking for trouble.
Yeah, I know.
No,
the perfect recipe in it for it.
Yeah, but some great times on them kind of going from there's a difference between drilling on a platform and drilling on a semi. When you're like the drilling contractor on a rented, or you're not the operator, you don't own the rig.
No,
like the rig, it's different. It's well different to being on a semi where you're part the rig owner. You're expected to keep it clean. It's your asset. So you're expected to keep it clean. If you've been brought up on a semi, you've got a different mentality to someone that's worked up for, let's say, KCA Deutag or one of these big platform out KCA. Yeah, I work for KCA, and it is a different mentality completely to working on a floater or an owned asset. It's completely different.
No, I totally agree. I do agree. I noticed that big time actually when I started working on jackups and stuff like that as well. but even vessels is kind of more similar to platform mentality as well. It's a bit more slower on there as well.
What do you prefer? No, the fact that you've gone into the Windy Miller side of it. What do you
The windy.
like? So you obviously just hey, I don't know anything, but do you fly out? Do you get a boat? What's the deal? Do you
So
fly out to a
now-
platform nearby, or what's?
Where I am now is flying. But
How many miles offshore is it?
oh, it's close, mate. I can see this. I can see the ship from my house some days.
But you fly out.
Yeah, you got to fly from Aberdeen.
Wow. What do you land on? A boat or a platform nearby?
Huge. No, it's a construction vessel. It's massive.
Ah, okay, all right.
Oh, it's huge.
Sorry for my ignorance. I'm just
No, mate, no. That or CTVs. They'll take CTVs sometimes. The last job I was on, it was mainly CTV.
What's a CTV?
Crew transfer vessel. It's like what they use in Africa, isn't it? Like in Angola and stuff.
Oh, okay. So these like they've got like them. They've kind of skim along the top, hydrofoil. Kind of.
Well, it's not quite as nice as that.
Canoe.
Some are all right.
Canoe. Canoe. Is that what you wanted to say?
It's not quite as luxurious as a canoe. So it's different. It depends really. Sometimes obviously you'll do crew changes when you come into port sometimes as well.
And how? Okay, so how do you? There must be similarities to working on the fact that you're in an island in the middle of the Oggin. Your offshore work must have prepared you in some way, but I can also imagine that in that game you're going to have a lot of boys that they get totally freaked out. It's their first time away from mum.
So
kind of thing.
It's totally different. The whole thing. One of the boys I worked with, he a bit like myself. So I was speaking to a boy who I work with at the moment. He's ex oil and gas as well. He did that before going into more wind related stuff. So I do the stuff I do now mainly is the pre like it's all the foundations work more than anything. I don't do anything on the turbine, so I've got no interest in going up turbine.
So you're laying the founds,
laying the founds, baby.
That's it. I would say back on the building site, like
yeah, but
the fins.
Look at old days. So the work's a bit more like it's probably a little bit more. Obviously, but it's in more of a time frame, and the vessels cost a fortune.
And they're totally carbon friendly, aren't they? These foundations. There's hardly any carbon footprint there, is there?
Oh yeah, mate. Safest houses, yeah.
Yeah, what is it like? This, yeah. It's vegetables, isn't it? It's made out of.
Yeah, it's basically it's all eco friendly, and yeah.
What is it like? Fresh air and
bit of
unicorn stars. Yeah,
a little bit of steel in there.
Cement, very hot cement.
We won't talk about this. The welding jobs that go into it,
footprint,
just to fit up together. But anyway, staying away from the
carbon footprint.
Anyway, so
you're in that bill,
and I know I've got. I don't know where it is, but anyway.
I'm in Brazil and my internet's better than yours, mate. Come on.
I know, I've got to freaking hurry to sort this out. Anyway, I've got to get to where I'm going to. Basically, I'm going to cut it short.
Foundations.
Gas is oil and gas, wind is two totally different things in terms of some fact. I think you'd find it easier to go from oil and gas to wind than you would from wind to oil and gas. That is
definitely. I could see that. Yeah. I can imagine there would be a lot of new people going into the wind game who would not be cut for the offshore.
One thing I've noticed is there's a lot more like university students kind of going into these jobs to going offshore, and they're kind of going into positions of probably a bit more authority than they probably should be in, because obviously they've got no proper people skills or management skills or anything like that. So there's a lot of pressure. I don't think personally it's the right way to do it, but that is the way it's being done.
Well, the whole industry is a bit shady the way they run it to me. But anyway,
it's different. It's very different. But I think if you were to leave wind industry and go into oil and gas, I think you'd find it a lot more difficult. Personally, I think it's easier. I think it's easier to come from oil and gas into wind. I think I kind of met quite a few guys I've worked with who come from oil and gas into wind and going, "Oh, mate, this is a dream." Like
a doddle, hand do, big man.
Pretty much, like
no wobbling.
Some boys just they're it's like night and day, really. totally night and day. But
No, but I can see where it'd be the cross, and there is definitely crossover, yeah, into the two sectors. You can see where the boys where they would want guys that have been offshore. You can see where they would want that skill set. But I don't think having a wind job would necessarily get you a job on a drill ship in a modern drilling company. Make sense?
But what we are going to do is we're going to start wrapping this up because we've got a few ideas that we need to get out. Because if people even listen now, it's freaking getting to 52 minutes. So I'd be surprised. Well, it's probably a bit less now by the time.
Well, it depends. Don't sort of banter they want, you know. We know where we're going with this.
Once you edit out the 5 minutes of me not being on here, it'll probably come closer to the the late 40s anyway.
But no, we're on 52 minutes. But what we can say is, I think we're starting to get some kind of recipe together. Is that a way to put it?
Yeah. Why would you turn your camera all that way now? Now you can only see.
Why did I do that? I don't know. I was actually playing with something below it. And then I figured, let's see, I'm the guy that you do not want near the BOP panel.
Yeah.
You know what button that says don't touch? I'm the one that touches it.
What does shears mean?
Yeah. What does emergency
press this?
What does that big red button don't push unless the rig's on fire EDS mean? Yeah.
No, but I think one of the things we have spoken about off there is doing a poll on LinkedIn and getting people to put their own put obviously ideas in of what we could discuss, what we can speak about, and then obviously we get their views or whatnot and all sorts of kind of good things and bring that onto the show because we can't just keep speaking about freaking wind.
I think we should. What we could do then is
fun as we are because we are
just bring other people's experiences. Oh, people pay to watch us, you know. I like the idea of the spinning wheel with a few categories on it, and I think we should develop that idea. Wheel of Fortune. Since my internet doesn't freeze every 2 minutes, let's do it. Let's do a poll and let's ask people what they want us here, and we can take it from there. We do the Wheel of Fortune or whatever, but we can bring people's conversation in, and we maybe bandwidth of internet might be a good topic of discussion or something. You know, I don't know.
I promise it's not normally this bad. I don't know why I'm having such a howler tonight. Actually, I had a howler the other day, recorded Martin's as well, and that was a disaster. But thankfully, the editing came out all right. So,
but you have paid the bill.
Yeah, I have paid the bill. It's not that, and I have been on.
And the money's not that good on the on the wind, is it? So probably why, yeah.
I had to drop my broadband provider's package the other day.
You need to tag them on the next.
I definitely put.
Well, saying that,
so it's Kevin Bacon that does all the freaking ads for EE, and I'll be freaking writing a strongly worded letter to Kevin Bacon saying, "Listen, you're at it. I don't believe a single word that you just said because my internet barely. I've got one person I'm freaking filming the other end, and most of my freaking house is asleep and this and
he's in Brazil. Yeah. Well, remember now it's half of Montefiore and half of Broy Ferry don't have internet either now because you're eating it all up. It must be the distance from Brazil to Broughty Ferry.
Let's wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
Yeah. Right.